Hello.
Hi.
Faris.
Daphne.
Nice to meet you.
Nice to meet you. Okay. All right, let's do it. Okay.
Do you know
Do you know me?
I don't
I don't know you.
know you.
Actually.
Yeah, but I guess this is a good time for me to start. I'm Faris,
Daphne.
29 this year.
Okay.
Yeah.
I am Daphne. I am 33 this year.
33. You
Yes.
working?
Working. Yes. Are you working?
Yeah, I'm working. I
Okay.
study to be an engineer, but I'm in travel.
Okay. Interesting.
What do you work as?
I work at Zinc. I'm a
What?
No, I work on the floor, so I'm a waitress, and also I kind of do their social media in a way. And then I also work in film, but film is what I started out doing. Long story short, I had a little burnout, and then I was like, I'm gonna work here. So, but I still do film occasionally. I still work in film.
Cool. Do you like what you're doing now?
Yeah, I actually do. I enjoy it.
That's good.
Yeah.
It's important. Wait, can I ask you about your film stuff?
Yeah,
You
go ahead.
You don't always get to hear that someone's doing film. What do you mean by you do film?
I mostly work as an art director or set dresser for film. So, yeah, I started out many years ago until I moved back again. I was doing it for a while, and then, now here I am doing everything.
Okay. Cool. I guess I could talk a little bit about my journey as well, because like I said, I started to be an engineer.
Yeah.
I worked as an engineer for about 2 years plus.
Okay.
But I didn't like the role that I was doing, and I think after doing it for a while, I just sort of took engineering as okay, this is not for me, even though engineering is not entirely what I did.
Okay.
Yeah. In truth, it's probably not even a little bit of what I did. What I did was quality assurance.
Okay.
Yeah, and you would think that, quality assurance is important to construction sites and all these things. Yeah, it is. But when you do engineering, you'd want to be the guy who's designing things, calculating things. I didn't do that. So 2.5 years of that, after doing my degree, I feel like, why not try something else?
Yeah.
Yeah, because I like trying new things.
Okay. That's good. You say you're in travel?
Travel, yeah. I'm working with my mom in a travel agency.
I see.
Yeah.
Okay, cool.
So far, so good.
Vast difference.
Yes.
But yeah, that's good.
Changed my industry there.
Understand.
Yeah.
Yeah. Is life short?
Is life short?
Cool.
I'd say, yeah.
Yes and no.
Oh.
In my opinion, life is short, but sometimes it can feel really long.
Oh, okay.
Especially when there are moments, especially when you're waiting for, let's say you're waiting for something, or you're waiting for the right moments in life, or maybe this also has got to do with expecting where you're supposed to be in life, but you're not there. I guess sometimes that can feel a little bit long.
Yeah. Life feels really long when I'm planking. I get what you mean.
I understand. Okay, yeah, I get it.
I think I said no because I usually find myself with not enough hours in a day. I want to do so many things.
Okay.
I actually have a lot of things to do on my to-do list that I can't finish in a day.
Okay.
So when I go through that 24 hours, I sleep, I eat, I do some things, then lather, rinse, repeat.
Yeah.
I feel that's not enough time. And before I know it, there's not enough time to do those things at all. Then I have to forget it. And there's newer things that's coming in.
Yeah.
And I think maybe it's a me thing, because I want to do so much.
Yeah.
Life will definitely tend to feel very, very short.
Understand.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I want to try everything. I want to see everything. Oh. Yours.
Great. Thank you.
It's my favorite.
Enjoy.
Oh, that's why. Okay, I get it.
That's the raw jasmine.
Exciting.
Nice.
Right.
Cheers.
Cheers.
Woo. Where were we? That's short.
Life's short. Yeah, not enough time during in the day and stuff.
Okay, so you have like two answers. You say yes and no. So when do you feel like life is short?
Like I think obviously it's the same answer when I have a lot of things to do. When I'm rushing deadlines, I guess rushing deadlines like I don't know whether I prefer to feel like life is short or life is too long. You know, I'd like to believe that maybe if I balance it out, it would feel just right. Not too short. It's not too long. You know, prioritize the things that are more important rather than try and do everything in one day or trying to fit everything in just like a short amount of time, you know.
Yeah.
But I think I still also have that kind of the problem, like where I need to know what to prioritize and stuff.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Can I add to that?
Yeah, go ahead.
Yeah, I feel like it's very easy for you to feel like you want the opposite of something. Like you said, when you feel like life's too short, you want to find that balance so you don't feel like it's too short.
Yeah.
And then once you get to the point where you feel like life's too long, you'd be like, maybe life should be a bit shorter.
Yeah,
And then
agree.
I feel like
see that.
you shouldn't. I feel like everybody will gravitate towards one. And if you feel like life's too short, that's okay. Or if you feel like life's too long, that's also okay. I mean, obviously, if you're suffering, then maybe not.
Yeah.
But I think people are never satisfied. Unfortunately, like if you feel like something's not enough or it's too much, it's only because that's what your decisions have led you to. Like you've become this person who has got too much time or too little time.
Yeah.
And I would say to these people to embrace it. That's you, and you do that best.
Yeah.
So, you should keep it up.
Yeah. That's a good way of looking at it. Though.
What was your upbringing like growing up?
What was my upbringing?
Loaded question.
Yeah. This is a lot, guys. You know, I was not expecting this.
I think I need some kombucha.
The way I was brought up, I feel like there are things that I wish were different, but also there are things that I wouldn't change at all. I was born here, but I moved to KL when I was 10.
Oh.
Yeah, so I didn't actually grow up in Kuching. I did, but like my formative years were mostly in KL, so it was very different. So I lived a very different life from a lot of people I met again here and stuff like that.
When did you come back?
I came back 3 years ago.
Pretty recent.
Yeah,
Post COVID?
kind of post COVID. Yeah, 2021 mid. Yeah, it was actually for a job. Like a friend of mine who was like, "Hey, I have a job in Kuching. Do you want to take it? You know, we're gonna be shooting. We'll be here probably 3 months max, but there'll be projects after that. So if you want to come back to KL, you can." And I only had a week to decide. I remember, I think I only had a week to decide, and I was like, "All right, let's just do this." You know,
Whoa.
yeah, because in KL, like I was jobless for quite a while. Like it was during COVID, and then I had a shoot at the end of 2020, then 2021, January 2021. I came back and then did that quarantine, did that shoot, and was like, should I go back? But there's another job immediately coming up for like a shoot, and I was like thinking like, oh, maybe not. If I go back, I have to come back again, and then I have to quarantine for another 2 weeks, and I didn't want to do that. So I guess eventually one thing led to another. I just stayed. Like the next thing I know, it was like 1 year like up, and so I decided like, yeah, maybe I'll just stay.
Right.
Yeah.
You moved with your parents, right?
Yes, I did.
So are your parents still there?
No, my parents are back now.
So when you move back here, they move back here too?
They moved back before I moved back. So yeah, I think like my parents at some point they moved to Vietnam and then to Indonesia because my dad was working. Yeah,
Traveling a
but
lot.
yeah, but I didn't follow them, you know, because I was like studying elsewhere as well and whatnot. But I think I was very lucky to have had the life that I had. You know, like my dad worked in pharma and my mom just took care of us when he was working and everything.
Yeah.
And I thought about everything, like if I were to have a different upbringing, like if I grew up here in Kuching, then I think my life would have been different. I probably would never had the opportunities that I had and stuff like that.
Yeah.
So I felt very lucky and I was very grateful for a lot of the things that I had growing up.
You like the traveling?
I do. I love traveling.
Cheers to traveling.
Cheers to traveling. How about yourself?
My upbringing was pretty mundane, I'd say. I was born here.
Okay.
I grew up here. My primary school, secondary school, tertiary education was all here. My first job was here.
Okay.
Second job, I'm still here.
Not a bad thing.
It's not a bad thing.
Not a bad thing.
Okay, so I feel like my upbringing was mundane, but that also gave me some stability. So like I always feel grounded. I always feel safe. There were times where I felt like I missed out because my friends, they went to study abroad.
Yeah.
Some even before tertiary education went to Australia to start living there. And yeah, I definitely felt swept out. But I made my own experiences here. And I think it didn't stop me from just doing what felt natural, just trying something new.
Yeah.
Fortunately for me, in university, there was so many opportunities to do things. I got to travel in university.
Okay.
So that was something I owed to myself, I felt. And after that, I worked as an engineer. I felt like life was starting to get mundane again. Every day I go to construction site and it was dull. Then I worked in travel and I got to travel more. I think I like traveling too.
Traveling is fun.
Traveling is fun.
Yeah.
So, back to my upbringing. I feel like I was lucky. My parents always had my best interests at heart. My mom is a strict mom. My dad is a loving dad.
Yeah.
So, whenever I wanted something, I asked my dad, and then the person who disciplined me was my mom. And I think it's a good combination. Like one has to be the bad parent or the bad child.
Yeah.
And has to be a good child, and then I'm overall satisfied with the way I'm raised.
That's good. That's good.
Yeah.
I think for me, my parents, it's like a balance of both. Like there are times when my dad's really strict, times when my mom's really strict, but I think overall they would try their best to give me and my siblings what we want.
Yeah.
And the fact that they're so supportive in all of us doing like art.
Yeah.
You know, I studied film, my sister studied fine arts, my brother is now doing his master's in creative writing, you know, like for Asian parents, they're surprisingly super supportive of their kids being in the arts industry.
That's great.
Yeah.
Sorry, can we like take a step back?
Yeah.
Daphne, are you Chinese?
I am half Chinese and half Bidai.
Okay, wow. Still though, half Chinese, you'd think that your parents would be all like, you gotta be a doctor, a lawyer. I mean,
when I was younger, it was my grandpa who was like, you have to be a lawyer because you speak really well. You know, you can like argue with the adults. And I was like, okay. But I think eventually when I figured out that, you know, what I like doing in life, like I was like, no, I don't want to do this. And like, I don't want to be a lawyer. I never really wanted to be a lawyer. It was just something that was like ingrained in my brain by my grandpa. But yeah, I'm really glad I found my own way and like what I enjoy doing and stuff.
We definitely are lucky. I've heard horror stories about how parents don't let their children do what they want to do.
Yeah, yeah,
I'm just so grateful that I
yeah.
don't have to go through
Me
that.
too, me too.
What's something about yourself that you wish people knew? Like a secret?
I don't think like it could be
Oh,
a
it could
secret or it could be like just
Something that they
something
don't.
that is not that obvious, I guess, you know?
Okay, it's hard for me to think of one because I've sort of been comfortable with the idea that if someone knows something about me, then that's what they'll know. Like people tend to choose the information.
Okay,
right?
okay.
Like if I were to meet you and if Melvin were to meet you, like he would pick different stuff about you to remember. I'd pick different stuff about you to remember.
Okay,
know what I'm
okay.
So
But that's more like subjective. But what would you like people to know about yourself?
something about yourself.
I guess it could be something trivial, you know, it doesn't have to be like anything too major.
That's true, but I'm kind of an open book. I want people to know that I love One Piece and the color green. Like green is my favorite color and One Piece
Me
is my favorite.
too. Agrees with your color
Oh.
too.
Your clothes. I should have worn green.
That's okay.
Yeah.
I have like a secret love for K-pop star J Park.
Jane Hart.
I don't know. I don't know what to say. Like, man is hot. Okay.
That's hot. That's
Man
all
is
you
hot.
need to know.
That's all you need to know. Man is hot.
Why is it a secret though?
I don't know. Because, okay, long story short, because there's this one time. So I was a PA, like one of the cast PA, when years ago for Asia's Got Talent. And so I had to take care, like, we are all assigned to different artists. So there are 3 of us. Anggun and my friends were assigned to J Park and David Foster. And I really could not stand J Park and his posse because they left the room. Like, I was just like, oh, okay. And every time I walked past, I was just like, I looked at him, I would roll my eyes. I was like, but I don't know. Just one day he was really kind to me and I was like, oh, you're actually a really kind person. I'm so sorry. I doubted you. Like at the back of my head, I was just thinking, I was like, all right, cool. That changed my mind. And the fact that he remembered me and he sort of remembered my name and I was just like taken aback. I was like, oh, whoa. Cause I was ignoring him and just talking to the other 2 judges. And I was like, oh, okay. What is this? And I was like, yeah, that's mainly it.
Man, that was a hard question.
Yeah. I didn't know what to reveal. Oh, it's great.
Cheers again.
Cheers.
Ooh.
So good.
Just
Always
good.
so good. What was the kindest thing someone ever did for you?
This one, for some reason, just popped in my head. Can I go first?
Yeah, go ahead.
It's just, there was one time, my family and I were in a vacation in Bali, I think. It was either Bali or Bandung, Indonesia. And then I made the mistake of drinking an iced beverage there. So one of the things that you need to know about at certain parts of Indonesia is that their ice is not clean. Very, very unclean.
Yeah.
So I don't remember if I ignored that warning or the warning came late, but anyway, I drank an iced drink there and I had the worst food poisoning in my life.
Oh, whoa.
And for at least half of the family trip, I was bedridden, having diarrhea,
Yeah.
vomiting, fever, backache. It was so, so bad. I was suffering. And the kindest thing that happened was that my parents stayed up all night just to make me comfortable, give me blankets, give me water. I vomited, they pat my back.
Yeah.
And I mean, some people might hear this and be like, oh, they're your parents, of course they have
Yeah.
to. But I don't expect this from my parents. I don't expect it from anyone.
Yeah.
But the fact that my parents did it, for whatever reason they did it, they did it to me and it touched me. I cried just because they did that to me.
Aw.
So I was suffering so much and they were making it so much better. Even though the pain was still there, I was just like, them taking care of me. I was like,
Yeah.
Yeah, I'll never forget that.
That's real sweet.
I have good parents.
I feel like throughout my whole life, a lot of people have been very kind to me. So it's not that I don't remember it, but it's just that I don't really rate or
You don't give them rankings.
I
It's
feel
like the kindest, second kindest.
yeah, but I feel like, the moment people are kind to me, I would just be like, sometimes I question, like, why are you so kind to me? Like, for example, I was on a shoot and I was tired and my phone was dying and I was sitting next to a friend of mine and I was just like looking at my phone and I think all of us, we were on set for like probably more than 14 hours. We were all tired and I just sat down, looked at my phone, it was dying. And I just went like, oh, my phone's dying. And I just like sat there really sad. And the next thing I know, my friend came up to me and he was like, here, your phone's dying, right? And I was just like, why are you so kind? And I was tired. I was like, I was going to cry. I was like, why are you so kind to me? And like another example, like was also on like a shoot, like another friend who was handling the camera and I was also like all over the place trying to do like set dress and everything and we're all really tired and he would ask like, okay, do you want to maybe do this and that? He was like helping me and everything and I was just like, you didn't have to help me, but why are you helping me? Then I realized like I just appreciate kindness coming from everyone. Even recently I was sick, my parents came down just to visit me, brought me food, sat with me for a bit, and I realized like, the phrase like you treat people how you want to be treated.
Yeah.
So I think like I try, no matter how people treat me, I just try to treat them the way I want to be treated, like with kindness, I guess.
I'm sensing a very strong act of service love language.
Bingo. Bingo.
Mine is physical touch, quality time, and I think recently words of affirmation as
I
well.
understand.
Yeah.
Are you kind to yourself? Why or why not?
So heavy.
Dang.
Heavier.
Dang.
Heavier.
Why is it getting heavy? Yeah, why is it getting heavier?
Every card, it's like 50 kilos, 100 kilos. Okay, I want to be very honest with this. I think I don't know yet how to be kind to myself. I mean, I try. I try to treat myself as kindly as I can. Because I realize that there are some things that I do I really like, and that's me being kind to myself. But there are also things that I do to myself that I don't like.
Yeah.
And those are the times where I feel like that's when I'm not kind to myself. So I wouldn't say that I'm generally not kind to myself, but there are times when I'm not.
Yeah.
And I think those times that I'm not kind to myself, it's just difficult. I think it's conditioning, whether it's from my parents or from like growing up with certain kinds of people.
Yeah.
Sometimes it's hard to, for instance, realize your needs and then give it to yourself. Because that also means that you'd have to maybe confront someone, tell someone off, tell them how you feel, and some of those things aren't so easy.
Yeah.
So I think just some personal problems make it difficult for me to be kind to myself all the time.
I don't know if I'm kind to myself enough, I would tell people to be kind to themselves and because they deserve it, but sometimes I wonder, like, am I kind to myself? Like, is it enough, like, the way I am? I've been told that sometimes I'm a bit of a pushover and I just let people step on me. Is it like, it's not me trying to be not real with anybody, but it's just, I don't like hurting people's feelings. And I think in turn, I guess I kind of just allow myself to be hurt, you know? But I try to do the little things in terms of like self-care. I'm like that, you know, like physical outer things, or if I sit down and I journal a little bit and just ask questions, just like self-affirmations, you know?
Yeah.
Sometimes they work, sometimes they don't, but yeah.
That's being kind.
Yeah, like, I think, but I do know that I should be kinder to myself.
Kinder.
Yeah.
Okay, how?
Just allow myself to feel what I feel and not deny myself of any privilege of the way I treat other people, you know? And I think I'm also learning to put myself first a little bit more, you know? It's a journey, it's a lesson still.
I'm cheering for you.
Thank you. And for yourself too.
Thanks. I cheer for myself.
Cheers to that.
Cheers to ourselves.
If we were to never meet again, what is one thing you'd like to say to me? Write down your individual answers in the card, provide and give it to your partner. Then read it silently. Do not show the camera.
What paper? Oh. Hey.
Sure. Okay, ready? 1, 2, 3.
Whoa. So different from what I wrote.
I don't know. I'm not very good at like.
No, it's okay. It has to be different.
Day drinking.
What? You picked raw jasmine as your favorite?
Yeah, it's my favorite.
Raw jasmine was my second choice.
Nice.
Cool.
Day
Cool.
drinking, guys.
Drinking.
I love it.